All right, the Fox Biz All-Stars, Gary B. Smith, Lizzie McDonald, and David Mercer. Gary, what do you think?
Well, I think this is the class warfare card in just another phase, if you will, only this time he's using corporations. He clearly divides corporations into good versus bad. Good corporations make products you want, like Apple, like Intel, like Microsoft. Bad corporations make products that you need, like oil, like big banks, like AT&T used to be bad. IBM used to be bad because they had products you needed and they had a large market share. So clearly, again, he's playing one against the other. He's not exactly Mr. Unification.
You know, David, if optics is such a big thing with this administration, you have to agree it's odd to have the widow of Steve Jobs up there heralding a company and an idea and a vision. Much of it started through venture capital at a low tax rate. And then jobs that have gone by the tens of thousands overseas to make all these must-have products. And the anomaly of that, at a time he's going after oil companies and bankers, it just is odd.
He is, I would put the emphasis, or he has placed the emphasis in his speech, which I think a lot of people are commenting on with not really reading it and just mimicking a lot of slogans like class warfare. But that said, with regard, he wasn't singling out energy or technology or the financial services or any other industry. He was saying to all Americans, to all businessmen and women, to all industries, as Americans, that we all need to find a way.
He wasn't saying that. I covered the speech. I don't remember. But wait a minute. No. You're taking leaps here. Then when you hear the President of the United States, as he had and Democrats have in this majority in the past when they had it at full run of the table in Congress, going after oil companies and banks, when on a per-share basis their profits paled in comparison to what Apple just performed this quarter. No one is asking for Apple to give a percentage of that money back to the government. No one is saying its profits are too extreme. No one is saying that it is making too much money. I'm saying what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. It should be consistent. And everything else I hear out of this administration last night, speaking of this goose thing, was just quacked. That's what I'm saying. Your thoughts.
Neil, if you look at the speech closely, with regard to manufacturing, the incentives will be realigned to put matters in balance, both for all Americans.
Well, Apple benefits from incentives. Apple benefits from incentives to go ahead and keep those jobs abroad.
And those proposals are in the speech to change those incentives.
What do you think of that,
to put the incentives and the emphasis.
Well, what was striking is what the president was talking about, everyone gets a fair shot, everyone plays by the same set of rules, but then has deductions and credits to help high-tech manufacturers and like bring jobs back home. What was not on the president's Save Get Key from prior State of the Union addresses was last year when he said, I want to flatten the corporate tax system, I want to flatten corporate taxes and get rid of the preferences and make it fair. So, by the way, with Steve Jobs, even Steve Jobs was saying in the last year of his life, he did not like the president's can't-do attitude, his support of unions, and the anti-business attitude. But, you know, this idea that you can have a trickle-down kind of Obamonomics out of the corporate tax code is not the way to go, and that's not what the president supported last year.
And you're filibustering me, not even allowing me to state the facts.
You didn't see an anti-business tone to that speech?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You didn't see or hear an anti-business tone in that speech?
Absolutely not. And I think
then you were
a lot of people
you had to be drunk.
It's
amazing. You had to be. You had to be completely trashed.
Give me a quote that was anti-business. Give me a quote out of the speech rather than an editorial comment,
We just opened the segment
which a lot of people are doing today.
You just heard the President of the United States talk about profit abuses. You just had to talk about those who outsource jobs. You just heard the President go on and on and on about how banking industries and bailouts took advantage of things. Wait a minute. No. You asked for proof.
Okay.
And then you're saying that when he is talking about bailing out banks and wanting to stop it, you're all for that. But when he extends that to auto companies and the like and doesn't even touch on that, you're
Let me ask you something, Neil. Let me ask a question that may be the best way to maybe have something to say here, and that is, do we need to be subsidizing Apple's profits
No.
with...
No, we don't need to be subsidizing anyone.
And the point of the matter is, he never mentioned Apple as an egregious violator. Everybody,
he
listen,
said a high-tech manufacturer to bring jobs back home. That's what he said. Well, David, hang on a second. By the way, the oil companies here in the United States are nowhere... Hang on.
2 cents into this.
Hang on. The oil companies here in the United States are nowhere near as subsidized as they are in Iran or Venezuela.
But I will, Gary, be too...
subsidized.
Real quick, I'm sorry we're going long on this. They're killing me in the control room. But to David's point, Gary, my point is this. No one should be subsidized. No one should be coddled. No one should be given special treatment.
And the president is not singling out one industry or another. He is looking across the board.
He is. He's favoring one. He's favoring one. He wants green economy, which is fine. All right, you're going to go that. You're saying because we've done that with the oil industry, a large degree that is true. But no, Gary, on that point, do you think the president is inconsistent?
Well, I'll use another phrase David likes. He's picking winners and losers. In fact, why should he even be subsidizing manufacturing? Yeah, but what you said earlier that we were picking, we were just picking phrases like trickle-down economics and stuff like that. Picking winners and losers, another one, and that's what he does. He's picking manufacturing.
About picking winners and losers. He's trying to make America.
We're so over this now, and I promise I'm going to get you guys back to discuss something else equally offensive. In the meantime, here's a quick review of the president's address last night. Some popular buzzwords because we had